Alright, Rant Army, strap in, you gorehounds, because tonight we're gonna carve up the festering carcass of Scream, a movie so overrated it makes the Kardashian sex tape look like high art. The 1996 Wes Craven wank fest didn't just kill the slasher genre, it gutted it, it stuffed it with snarky quips, and paraded its corpse around like it was a cheap stripper at a dive bar. So let's unleash the bile and break down why this flick is the cinematic equivalent of syphilitic foot rash, spawning a litter of PG-13 abominations that have made me want to gargle bleach for the last 30 years. Now, first off, Scream, it struts around like it reinvented the wheel, but all it did was slap a smug, self-aware smirk on a genre that was already bleeding out. The slasher flicks of the 70s and the 80s, your Halloweens, your Friday the 13th, they're raw, they're primal, they're like a pit bull tearing into a raw steak. It's so good and juicy, and it's just rummaging with blood. They didn't need a wink at the camera to lecture you on how horror tropes are some pretentious film school dropout blah 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 blah. Scream's whole meta shtick, it worked well in Wes Craven's New Nightmare, but by the time we get to this mental masturbation for people who think that knowing the rules of a slasher flick makes them smarter than a bag of hammers, I'm just fucking over it. It's not clever, it's a cop-out. It's like going to a comedy show and a stand-up comic explains the punchline before you ever hear the joke. Nobody's laughing. And you're left feeling like you're being lectured to. I don't go to movies to be lectured to unless it's a documentary, not slasher flicks. I want blood, I want gore, I want tits. It's a simple formula. Yeah, give me a story. To Scream's credit, I'll give it this. It does have a plot, and I've always said a slasher movie doesn't have to have a good plot, but it does need to have a plot to be a movie, unlike Halloween Kills. More on that at a later date. But the plot for Scream, it's a limp dick soap opera with a side of stab wounds. You got Sidney Prescott, the human equivalent of a soggy Kleenex, moping through a murder mystery that's just about as suspenseful as a fart in a windstorm. Now the killer, Ghostface, really clever name there, guys, looks like he was designed by a Hot Topic clearance rack with a mask that screams, yes, pun intended, I couldn't afford a Michael Myers mask. Oh god, the dialogue, Christ on the cracker. It's like listening to a room of caffeinated teenagers trying to smarm each other, just outsmarm each other. Oh, let's reference Psycho for the 47th time. Spare me. Just spare me. It's less of a horror movie and more like a circle jerk of pop cultural needlessness. Alright, now let's talk about the real crime. Scream, it didn't just ruin slasher films for 96, it ruined them almost for eternity because it spawned a plague of imitators that turned the slasher genre into a neutered PG-13 shit show. Suddenly, every studio exec with a hard-on for box office receipts decided horror needed to be, quote-unquote, accessible. Out went the blood-soaked balls-to-the-wall carnage, out went the titties, and in came a parade of sanitized teenage-friendly knockoffs like Urban Legend. Listen, these flicks they're just so toothless. They couldn't scare a toddler with a sugar high. They're slasher movies for people who think that spicy ketchup is too intense. No guts, no glory, just a bunch of CW rejects screaming in slow motion while a knife glints politely off screen. It's horror for cowards. It's like jerking off with oven mitts. It might come, but I mean, nothing beats the real thing. Just don't get me started on the body count. Scream's kills, they're about as visceral as a paper cut. Compare that to the glorious, unhinged slaughterfest of movies like Maniac. These movies they didn't just kill characters, they made you, every artery just oozed with blood and suspense. Scream, there's like a quick stab, and oops, there's a quip. It's the cinematic equivalent of blue balls, and it's the bastard offspring. Oh man, they're even worse. They're so afraid of an R rating, they might as well be airing on the Disney Channel between reruns of Hannah Montana and the Mickey Mouse Club. Scream's legacy, oh man, it turned slashers into a punchline. It paved the way for decades of limp-wristed, focus-grouped dreck that has made real horror fans want to shove their head in a wood chipper. It's not a classic. It's a cultural war crime, and I will stand by that statement until I am 6 feet under. Now, Let's tell them to shove their meta bullshit where the sun don't shine, and let's watch the burning for the 800th time like a real goddamn American. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to shower and wash off the stench of this overhyped turd. Till next time, Rant Army, this has been a Bite Sized Rant.